Hi there, Jeremy, Director of Reiki here. In this video, what I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about how Reiki actually works. Now, to begin with, Reiki is a balancing energy. So what it's really going to do is it's going to go into your system, see what's out of alignment, and then do its very best to fix it. So one issue that people often have is areas of their body are energetically depleted. So they're low in energy. So what Reiki does in these circumstances is it goes into these areas, it fills them up with energy. So obviously the person then feels more energized. Sometimes you've got areas which are just energetically blocked. The energy isn't flowing, and so this stops the body from naturally circulating energy and healing itself. So the Reiki energy in these circumstances will go in, it'll clear the block, suddenly energy can flow throughout the body, and the body then can naturally heal itself. Sometimes you've also got areas where there's a buildup of energy, where there's too much energy in an area, and Reiki can help release that. It can also go in and help dissolve kind of negative energy in a system. So often you'll get someone who comes to a session because they feel that there's some negative energy in their body, and what Reiki can go in is it can dissolve that negative energy, and as a result, the person being healed feels a whole lot lighter and better and healthier. Now, how does Reiki energy actually work though? What is it doing? Well, Reiki is sometimes translated as universal energy. Now, a more literal translation would be spiritual energy, but really everything's made of energy. You've got a whole lot of energy out there, and what the Reiki practitioner learns to do is tap into a particular sort of frequency of energy, which is known as Reiki energy, and then use that for healing purposes. Now, the great thing about the way the system works is that this energy is not the healer's energy. So a couple of good things about that. One, the healer never gets depleted. So you never have to worry that if you're getting a session or you're giving a session that you're going to lose energy. You've got an infinite supply of energy out there. You're just tapping into it and channeling it through you. Now, the other good thing is that this energy is independent of the healer, so you don't have to worry if you're receiving Reiki that maybe the healer's got a few issues, and because they've got a few issues, the Reiki energy is going to be contaminated on the way through. The Reiki healing energy is very independent. See it as almost like being hermetically sealed. It can't be touched or defiled, and so it just goes through the channel, the Reiki healer, and in its pure form. So Reiki then, it tends to be worked in one of two ways. You can either use light touch, so for hands-on healing. In this case, the healer will be channeling the energy. He or she will just put his or her hands lightly on the body of the recipient, and the energy will flow through them. But you can also heal by having your hands off the body. So obviously, there'll be certain private areas where the healer will definitely need to have their hands above. And so if you've got a dodgy practitioner who's not doing that, not respecting that, then, I'd probably get out of there quickly. Same with being clothed. Obviously with Reiki, because the energy can flow through things, there's no need to strip. You should be getting your Reiki session fully clothed. Again, if your healer requests something different, then you've probably got a problem. Some other things to can think about with healing is that ideally the healer works, at least to a fair extent, intuitively. The idea behind this is that if you open yourself up, the Reiki energy can actually guide you. So it has almost an intelligence of its own, and it will guide the healer to work on the areas that need working on. And the thing to remember is that every client is different. Everyone has different needs, and so it makes sense to give them a different healing session. Now, sometimes when you get Reiki, the Reiki healer gives you kind of a psychic reading at the same time. And now, if they do that, it might be good, but it's actually not Reiki. So I'm not saying they shouldn't do that, but what they should do really is inform you beforehand if that's the kind of thing they do, because there are many clients who really don't want things like a psychic reading, and they're not part of traditional Reiki. In fact, Reiki in itself is very simple. For a session, all the healer really is going to do is put their hands either lightly on you or above you and let the energy flow through them. So if they start to do weird things, then it probably isn't Reiki. If it's weird and makes you uncomfortable again, it probably isn't Reiki, because all they should be doing is just putting their hands lightly on you or gently above and let the Reiki energy flow through them. So hope that gives you a bit of an idea of how Reiki works. It's very simple. It's very safe. You can never get contaminated, as I said, by the healer. The healer can never get contaminated by you either. So you don't have to worry if you're in a really terrible state, if you're an emotional wreck when you go there, you don't have to worry that you'll upset the healer, because Reiki healing is actually one way. And so it's almost like a valve in a football. You know, imagine you've got a pump, you put the pump in the football, you start pumping up, then you remove the pump. Well, the energy can't, or the air can't get back out, and it's the same with Reiki healing. So it's very safe both ways. Safe from the healer to you because it can't be contaminated, and safe for the healer because none of your stuff can ever find its way back to the healer. So hope this video has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on another one.